Let's be real, we all do it. Every single day, probably without even thinking about it. We're constantly sizing ourselves up against other people. It's a fundamental part of being human, and in this explainer, we're going to break down the science of why we just can't seem to help ourselves.
You know that feeling, right? That little sting you get when a friend announces some amazing news, a huge promotion, or posts those perfect vacation photos, and for a split second it feels, well, complicated. It makes you wonder, why does that happen?
Well, if you've ever felt that way, I want you to hear this loud and clear. You are not alone. And it's not some kind of character flaw. It's actually a deeply wired part of our psychology. It is, quite literally, just human nature.
Now, this whole tendency, it has a name and psychologists have been studying it for a long, long time. They call it the comparison trap. And, just understanding what it is, that's the very first step to getting a handle on it.
So let's rewind a bit all the way back to 1954. There was this psychologist, Leon Festinger, and he was the one who really cracked the code. He came up with what he called social comparison theory, and the idea is simple. We have this innate, built-in drive to figure ourselves out. And the main way we do that is by looking at everyone else around us. Think about it. Other people basically become our measuring stick. I mean, how do you know if you're a fast runner, or a good cook, or successful? You compare. It's how we create a benchmark for ourselves just to make sense of where we stand in the world. But here's where it gets really interesting. Not all comparisons are the same. They actually come in two main flavors, and they serve completely different purposes for our psyche. So let's break down the difference between upward and downward comparison.
So on one side, you've got upward comparison. That's when we look at someone we think is better than us in some way. And this can be a really good thing. It can give us motivation, inspiration, kind of like a roadmap for how to get better. Then you've got the flip side, downward comparison. That's looking at someone we see as worse off. And the purpose there? Totally different. It's all about making ourselves feel a little better, boosting our own ego.
And this really gets to the heart of it, because the emotional stakes are incredibly high. The direction we choose to look, up or down, can literally be the difference between feeling envious and kind of down or feeling confident and good about ourselves. It's a powerful mental switch, and it has very, very real consequences. So what's actually happening up here while all this is going on? What does the science say about why we're so incredibly sensitive to what other people have? Well, let's take a look at your brain on envy. And here it is. This is probably the most important thing to understand. Our brains, it turns out, don't really care that much about absolute value. What truly gets our neural circuits buzzing is our standing relative to somebody else. Okay, check this out, because this is fascinating. A study back in 2007 put people in brain scanners while they earned money. Now look at this chart. When a person got 60 euros, their brain's reward center lit up a bit. But when they got 60 euros and they knew the other person only got 30, whoa, the reward center went into overdrive. It's not about the money itself. It's about having the advantage. We are hardwired for this stuff.
And this wiring, it is ancient. We're talking evolutionary level old. Biologists have a term for it, resource holding potential. It's basically an animal's primal gut check. Am I stronger than that guy over there? This constant sizing up has been helping creatures figure out their rank and fight for resources for millions and millions of years.
Okay, so we're all walking around with these ancient brains, wired to constantly figure out where we stand in the pecking order. So what happens when that deep-seated instinct gets dropped into our modern world? A world of social media, 24/7 advertising, and just endless opportunities to compare. Well, it pretty much goes into hyperdrive. That ancient programming is what fuels so much of modern consumerism. It's the engine behind luxury brands and why influencers are so powerful. And with social media, oh man, we're not just comparing ourselves to our neighbors anymore. We're comparing our real, messy, behind-the-scenes lives to the perfectly polished highlight reels of thousands of people. And that just creates these totally unrealistic standards and that constant nagging fear of missing out. There's a quote that just sums it all up perfectly. When that ancient drive is left unchecked in our modern world, it can absolutely become the thief of joy, leaving us in the state of always feeling like we're falling behind. But listen, it does not have to be this way. And this is the final and I think the most important piece of the puzzle. It's learning how to manage this instinct, how to turn it from a trap that rules you into a tool that you can actually control. So let's get one thing straight right away. Trying to just stop comparing yourself to others, that's like trying to stop breathing. It's pointless. It's not going to happen.
The real power isn't in stopping the instinct. It's in becoming aware of it and then learning how to steer it.
So here's a really simple 4-step framework. First, just notice it. Notice when you're doing it and don't beat yourself up about it. Step 2, name the feeling. Is this envy? Is it making me feel inadequate? Or is there a little spark of motivation in there? 3, reframe the whole thought. Instead of asking, why don't I have that? Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? And finally, step 4, this is the real game changer. Shift your focus to the one comparison that truly matters.
Because at the end of the day, what if that was it? What if that was the only comparison you truly cared about? What if you could take all that powerful, innate human energy for comparison and just turn it inward, focusing only on being a little bit better than the person you were yesterday? Now that is a game you can always win.